but it literally like removed a darkness from my soul, which sounds really crazy, but I still remember the day that happened. I was like, oh my God, something dark. And
I just think it's another thing that people are going to use to skip all of the foundations, and I've already seen it. And that part I don't love. I do fear that people just think it's another magic solution.
Because there is so many amazing things and amazing benefits, but to me, they're just very new. They came out of nowhere.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome back to another episode of The Wellness Effect. Today we are going to rate some wellness trends, which we're really excited about. These are things that we all get asked about all the time. What's your opinion on this or that? So we're really going to give our unfiltered take on some popular Instagram, TikTok trends in the wellness world this week. But this episode of The Wellness Effect is brought to you by Lifestyle You. If you're listening to this podcast and thinking, okay, this sounds like me, whether it's low energy, hormone imbalances, stubborn symptoms, or you just feel like you've tried everything, Lifestyle You is our root cause coaching program designed to help you actually connect the dots.
We use functional nutrition, personalized support, and functional lab testing to figure out why your body is doing what it's doing, instead of just guessing or slapping a band-aid on symptoms.
And because you're a listener of The Wellness Effect, when you use the code Wellness Effect, you'll receive a free functional lab when you join the program. If this episode is resonating with you, make sure to share it with a friend, subscribe to the podcast, and check out the show notes to learn more about Lifestyle You and how to apply.
First, we're going to have a little catch up. And honestly, I don't even think I have anything going on. So I'm just going to give it over to you guys.
Well,
What's
what were
new?
you go?
What?
We're all like, well, before we got on, I feel like we should talk about this, even though it's going to come out like 3 weeks later. But right now, in present day, the 2016 trend is going on. And I was thinking about last night or the night before how we all are in, like, we're in such probably different parts of our life in 2016. So it'd be kind of cool to just like go back, because I don't know why. Is it the same for you guys? Like 2016 was such a nostalgic year, but that was also the year I like graduated, and so it's just
Like
like lots
graduated
of
high school?
yeah.
I can't. Please forget that Jens is just a baby.
That's a little baby.
Oh baby.
That's actually crazy. That's when you graduated. Wow, 10 years. Are you going to have a 10-year high school reunion?
There has been nothing that has been posted, or maybe I just like wasn't
You
invited,
were
but
invited. Oh.
Oh, shoot. If anyone out there is listening from Jensen's graduating class, please invite her.
yeah, I know you leadership kids. There's got to be at least one or two of you in here that are organizing something.
Where were you in your like eating disorder, bodybuilding, gym journey? Had you started any of like your gym stuff yet?
I know. I was still, as soon as I start talking, Stevie starts walking in the background, like without a doubt. But I was still like doing Orange Theory 24/7. I was still like deep in my like eating disorder, I would say, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because it went into like first year uni. Um, but just like was like drinking. We went to like Pemberton that summer. Like it just like I look back and I'm like, I see some people's and it's like when they started their fitness journey. And
Yeah.
it's like I was still like a couple years out from that. But I think I started like going to the gym, working out. It was probably maybe beginning of or end of 2016 when I met my like little university fling who got me into the like actually lifting weights. So yeah, that was kind of
Shout
like
out
where I was
him.
at.
We love
Shout
you.
out him.
What's his name?
Rosario.
Oh,
I won't say last name.
I was gonna say, oh my God. Jess.
Rosario.
There's no way
Yeah,
he's
leave him
fucking
alone, you
listening to
guys.
this.
Don't go and bully him online.
I honestly have tried to find him. He was like, it was such a weird time in my life. I'm like, he does not exist anywhere. It's
You
so
made him up.
bizarre,
That's
bizarre time
hilarious.
of my life.
Lacey, were you in the... No.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I kind
I'm
of.
really trying to figure out what was going on in 2016 and I have no clue. I'm like, did I black this out? When did I start making memories? Was it
So, because I moved to Edmonton at the start of 2017.
Okay.
And so I was
Oh.
in and I graduated university in 2014. So I was in Lloyd now for like my second
Do you know who I
year.
might have been dating at the time?
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Curtis.
Oh, was it? Okay, okay.
Or who are you
All of our
thinking?
exes
No,
are
I
getting
can't
a shout
remember.
out.
That's what I'm, like, not good with years and numbers and, like, when stuff was going on. Like, I know this is how long we dated for, and then this is what happened, but I couldn't tell you, like, the span of the years, so
Yeah,
No,
I'm the
I
same
when this
way.
trend started happening, I, like, went back on my Instagram and, like, looked because it was kinda when I first started posting on Instagram was
yeah.
in, like, 2016 when more regularly because it was, like,
So we were
I
at the house, the big house.
yeah, we were at the
Okay.
big house, and 2016, I was telling them before we started this podcast, you guys, was actually a crazy year for me because me and Marina traveled the coast of Australia together at the beginning of the year.
Which
Then we
is
went
a
over
whole podcast
which is a
Yeah, it
whole
honestly should
No, you
be.
podcast.
know what? Book. That's your
No,
book.
we should I know, both. I should tell a story. I remember on my very first podcast I ever recorded for, like, when I was just by myself doing it, I actually said,
Right.
like, "One day I'll tell that story, and
Oh
it's
my god.
crazy." And, like, a couple people over the years have been like, Did you ever tell your Australian story?" But it's funny because I just told it in Colorado because there's a couple people there that haven't heard it, but it is wild, and I should dedicate an episode to it eventually because now we're really just
Lacey has a
leaving you
lot of lore.
on on a cliff, but we traveled the coast together. We went over to Thailand where we completely ran out of money. Marina's now husband came to save her, but said, "You're on your own, Lacey." So then I moved back to Australia, applied for a working visa, got hired by this crazy person, and I'm just not going to give away the story because it was wild, but I pretty much worked side by side this pretend he was pretty much an insane drug dealer, but pretend to be a personal trainer and a construction site owner, which were like his front jobs. And I was like his personal assistant, maybe. And I like lived with him and his wife. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say because I'm going to give too much of the story away and then I'll ruin it for when I do decide to tell it. But craziest 4 months of my life. Ended up leaving him, like, running away, staging my running away to pretend like I wasn't running away, and I, like, left a bag so he thought I was coming back, and then I went to Surfers Paradise, lived there for 2 months, got hired by a restaurant, and then the restaurant ended up shutting down, like, a month into they were training the staff because it was a brand new restaurant, and then it just never ended up opening, so they, like, laid all of us off, and then at that point, I was like, "I'm supposed to go home." So then I went home and I was working as a kinesiologist for the first time, which is like what my degree is in, in Lloydminster, and I absolutely hated that job. It was the worst job ever because I just sat at a desk and pretty much my job was I would put people who worked in the oil field through physical testing and like do drug tests on them and like hearing tests on them and stuff. But it was
And, like,
right when the
everyone in the oil field's on drugs, so they just
Yeah.
hate you.
everyone sometimes I'd like let people pass if the
I
weed showed
remember
up.
that. Be like, "Lacey, this is my friend."
Well, and this is so bad, probably shouldn't be saying this on record, but the paperwork you had to do if someone failed was so much, and it was right when the oil field crashed, and so it was actually so boring, my job, because 'cause I'd get, like, 1 guy a day that would come in, and the rest of the time I could do whatever I want, and it's just so interesting that when you have nothing to do, you just lose all momentum and motivation, and so then when the one appointment I had in, I'd be like, "Ugh, now I can't watch Netflix my whole day, like, this is so annoying." Be like and so anyways, I'd end up passing people if they had a little weed in their pee, it's not a big deal, but but then one day in 2016, in, like, May probably, my dad called me and was like, "Hey," actually, it was, like, June because I quit my job the next day, and he was like, "Hey, I'm going commercial fishing, like, on a boat. You'll work, like, 2 months. You're gonna make, like, 25 grand, and if you want, you gotta quit your job today, and you've gotta drive to BC tomorrow." And at that point, I was in Alberta, and I was like, "Sign me up." I'd also just, like, got my heart broken, I think, at that point, so I just, like, wanted to leave and, like,
Yeah.
remove myself from the situation, and so
Well, you have
I
to say their
did.
name now.
Who
What?
was it? No, I'm kidding.
You have to
Oh.
say their name now.
We're all dropping our
Just
exes.
kidding.
No, you don't have to.
I'll say it,
No.
William. William Whiteley Wendell III.
Who's actually still in your life, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we're
sure.
still friends. It was his birthday yesterday. I
Aw,
actually
happy
texted him.
birthday,
Happy
William.
happy
He
birthday,
doesn't like when
Will.
you call him Will.
He doesn't.
So, happy birthday,
That's
William.
so funny. And so I quit my job that day and then drove to Port McNeil the next day, and then I worked on a commercial fishing boat for 2 months. It was not as busy as we thought it was gonna be, so I did not end up making 25 grand, but I think I made, like, 15 grand. And, oh my gosh, there's so much coming back now. So while I was on that boat, right before I left, I had hired my first coach because I really wanted to be a bodybuilder. but I wanted to first make sure
Oh,
that I could,
yeah.
like, follow a diet because I was already obsessed with the gym, so I was like I had apps for the first time in my life, and I remember going on the boat, I, like, did not wanna lose them, and so the boat is also a crazy story, it's so funny, like, when I hang out with people, like Aaron and Jordan specifically, they just have a way to, like, pull stories out of people, and those are, like, my 2 stories, it's, like, Australia trip and fishing, and they both happened in 2016.
So
But the fishing
funny.
trip was a whole 'nother big story that deserves its own
And,
episode as
like, this
well.
isn't you guys are like, a fishing trip is not what people are picturing, is not
No.
what you were doing, is what I
Like,
wanna
I'm
say.
talking my main goal was not to fall overboard because the waves were so huge, and
That
I
is
was
my
on the boat
nightmare.
with 6 men to start with, out at sea 3 months at a time. We would go into land to, like, drop off the fish for, like we never stayed overnight. It was just, like, a day trip thing, and it was never a city or a town that I knew anyone in it. It was, like, a random
Oh
town
my
in the
god,
middle
I'm,
of
like,
nowhere.
Like a fishing
low-key scared
port.
of boats, so, like, hearing that you were like, I'm on the side of TikTok where it's, like, people are on fishing boats, like, so wavy, and it gives me a pit,
No,
like,
that's literally what it was
That's
like.
yeah.
Like, the waves would be crashing over, and I'd just be dressed in rain gear head to toe, and the waves would be crashing over, and I'd just be getting soaked, and as the season went on, it's a horrible job, and it's also really hard, and so people just started quitting, and, like, we started with 6 guys and me, and then by the end, it was just me, my dad, the skipper, and this young guy, so it went down to 4, so I think 4 people left and quit, and so as that happened, at first, I was just hired to be the chef, which is like, I don't even know how I got
Yeah.
that job. Anyways, but then I had to start taking on all of these other roles while continuing to feed the boat, and it was an absolute insane experience, but I didn't wanna lose my abs, so I, like, made them bring a bike that like a cycling bike onto the boat that what's the word that I'm looking for? Like a stationary bike.
spin bike,
Spin
kind
bike.
of.
And then I would have dumbbells, and so, like, some nights when we're driving through the night, we would rotate who would be driving the boat because obviously someone has to be driving the boat. So I'd be, like, upstairs, it's, like, 3 in the morning, it's pitch black. I'm driving this massive, massive commercial fishing boat through, like, narrows of the Upper
The
East or Upper West
streets.
Coast, and I'm just, like, doing squats and, like, bicep curls, and we'd work, like, a 16-hour day. We literally worked from sunrise to sunset, and after the sun would set, I would go upstairs and I would ride my spin bike for an hour, and all the guys are just like, "This bitch is crazy." Then I would make everyone, like, lasagna or spaghetti, like, this delicious meal, and I literally would have my own egg whites and like
I
Walden
hate
Farm
this.
syrup, and I would
I
make
hate
my own
this.
myself my own separate meal that was, like, so low calorie. Anyways, that's what I mean, 2016, I'm like, "Wow, this is a wild year." And so, while I was on that fishing boat with no service for 3 months, I definitely was in my blues from the heartbreak, William, and so I bought when I went to land, I bought me and my younger sister Marina tickets to go to Tomorrow World. It's in Atlanta, it wasn't the one in Belgium, and that was, like, my big first music festival, so after I got off the fishing boat, then we went to that in September, and that also was an insane
Yeah.
experience and deserves its own
Oh,
episode because
yeah. Oh
there was,
my
like, a crazy storm, and we were camping, and so on, like, the 3rd day of the festival, nobody that didn't have camping could come, and it is, like, a huge festival, like, 500,000 people, and so on the last day, there was only, like, 50,000 people there, but all of the stages, everyone was set up, so it was, like, the most crazy experience, but there was so much mud, it was, like, 4 feet of mud, like, you would walk through to the bathrooms, and, like, you're up to your waist in mud
Mud.
because it was so dirty, and it was just on this big field in the middle of nowhere. No showers, no bathroom. Our tent by the end of it was, like, completely trampled in because it just would rain so much,
Oh
but
my god, I
it would
cannot.
rain all night and all morning, but as soon as it was time to go to the festival, it would stop, and then the festival was, like, perfect. But anyways, crazy experience.
Wow,
I
And
remember being
then
hear.
so jealous I didn't go, and then when I was, like, hearing about it after, I was just like, "That's my literal worst nightmare." I'm so fucking happy I didn't go.
yeah, I think it was, like, a good bonding experience
Yeah.
for me and Marina through that, but it was and then we just had the most insane time coming home in the airport. It's like, wow, we just had it was crazy. And then I come home and I while I was on the fishing boat, I entered that competition on Instagram, which was like
Oh,
a challenge
yeah.
of this super famous influencer, Jessica, I can't remember her name. Anyways, but 2016 famous influencer. I entered, like, a transformation 6-week contest, and then she, like, posted the top 3 people, and I was one of them, and then everyone had to vote, and I ended up winning, like, 3 grand. So it was like I won this
So
famous girl's Instagram challenge.
funny.
And anyways, that's it.
There's probably people that, like, follow you from that still, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, I remember it was, like, because there was girls that I went to university with, and they, like, voted because you can vote, like, 1, 2, or 3, and I was number 3, and, like, all these girls that didn't like me in university would vote, like, against me, like, 1, 1, and I'd be, like, reading there's, like, thousands of comments, and I'm, like, reading through all of them. I'm like that was the first time I found out I had haters,
Look at me
Wow.
now.
but
Bet
anyways, yeah,
they're
2016 was a
listening.
crazy, just, like, pivotal year. I was saying it was the
Holy
first time I
shit,
posted, like, a
Lacey.
gym selfie on the internet, on Instagram, and it was the first time I got, like, a sponsorship from Supplement King and started, like, promoting them, and then I, like,
Holy
decided I was
shit.
gonna do my first prep, like, it was when I was reading, I was like, "Wow, this was the year for me." It's crazy, it's been 10 years, so
That's wild.
Yeah, you need to do that post. I just posted on my stories, like, what I look like in 2016 is between me and God." I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I feel about that trend." I'm just like, "It was scary time."
I just like
but
all my
Cool.
pictures from 2016 are with people that like I don't talk to anymore. And so I'm like, I
Mhm.
can't just like put all these people on my Instagram that I was like so close with in high school and I've never spoken to since. So
No,
funny.
but it was cool just also how much I've shared those stories. I just know both
Yeah.
those experience, both fishing and Australia, like, definitely shaped me as a human going through those 2 experiences and just all in the same year. Like, there was just so many things that year that I was like, "Wow, that was fucking crazy." But
Yeah.
anyways, I digress. Jensen?
That was a fun little intro. Well, I think we can kind of get into our trends. What do you guys
Rating.
think? Or yeah, trends, ratings,
Ratings, yeah.
present
Yes.
day 2026 wellness trends, which are
Yeah.
probably much different than what they were in
In
Yeah,
2016.
no
2016,
kidding.
it was probably like Quest bars, Walden
Yeah.
Farms, and
Walden
I would have
Farms,
rated
10 out of 10.
all of
Yeah,
them.
10 out of 10. 0 calories for syrup?
Okay,
It's a
so
no-brainer.
yeah. What we're gonna do, you guys, is we've each have, like, a little list that we've made, and so one of us is going to kind of say the trend, and then we're gonna do a little countdown, 3, 2, 1, and I don't know if all 3 of us should rate it or just the other 2, and then we can kinda just chat about it a little bit, so
So
Maybe all
we'll all
3.
okay.
yeah, I think we all say our rating, so we're trying to say our rating at the same time?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
we'll
we'll
be like, "What did
clarify
you
if, like,
say?"
no one can
Wait,
hear
what did you say?
anything.
Because we won't
Yeah.
be able yeah.
We'll put people the people that are watching will do fingers, so you'll get to know right away.
Oh,
Okay, and
good
we're gonna
idea.
rate them out of 10, 10 being good, 0 being bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're just doing our fingers, we're not saying, and then when
No,
we
we're gonna
start
say
okay,
We'll say it too.
okay, okay,
Just to really make the people that are listening wanna watch
okay,
on
we're
yeah.
YouTube.
hungry for those YouTube subscribes. Okay, who wants to go
Okay,
first?
Kiera can.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. So the first one that I am going to talk about is wearable technology, Aura ring,
Mm.
human ring,
Ultrahuman.
ultra human, Apple Watches, whatever.
Okay, just let me think for a bit. How long do we get to think in between each one? 10 seconds? So we don't overthink it?
This one's hard, there's too much nuance.
Well, we're gonna
Okay,
talk about the nuance. That's the whole
okay.
Okay.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1, 7. You
8.
guys.
9.
I
7,
said
8,
8.
9.
79. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
6,
I know. I'm
7.
just kidding.
6,
Okay,
7.
Kira, give your explanation.
Um, I love them. I love getting the data. I am trying to lower non-native EMFs in my body, and they kind of have those. So I also think for some people they can create a little bit of an obsession, but I fucking love knowing what amazing sleep I'm getting right now. So,
Mhm.
and then also the cycle tracking piece of it, steps and movement, I don't really care about right now at that much. And I also feel like it doesn't track mine well. I feel like when I'm holding onto my stroller, it doesn't track my steps. And I'm like, that's literally all I ever do. So that's
Yeah.
why I
And so
did
you're so
7.
more so talking about the Oura ring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
thinking about the Aura ring specifically for myself.
Perfect.
You guys?
Lace, where did you? Because you
Love
did a
that.
9, Lace?
Yes, I did a 9, but on further thought, because I was kind of also just thinking like Aura ring or Whoop. But I do still think 9 because I think most people, like we always talk about, awareness is step number 1, and I think for the majority of people, having that awareness does outweigh, like, the possible damage from EMF. I think that it's, like,
Yeah.
a bigger bang for your buck, but with that being said is I used to have a Garmin watch. Well, I had an Apple Watch, then I had a Garmin watch, and now I just wear an Oura, and there was a time where I just, like, got grossed out by my Garmin, and so I think where there's the nuance is, like, choose one thing, and I think the Aura, just because of the size, and this is not research or evidence or anything, I just feel like it's not quite as bad as the Apple Watch or the
And
Garmin
even
watch
that
or
you can
anything
put
like
it
that,
on,
but again, that's,
take
like,
it
not
off Bluetooth at night, like, that
Mhm.
yeah.
helps.
So, I just think when you really weigh the pros and cons for most people, the awareness is gonna be better for you than getting the EMF damage. And then I was also gonna say even what you said, Kira, about, like, some people can get obsessed about it. I think that's totally true as well. But I also think, like, some people just need to get a little obsessed with it and, like,
Yeah.
let it change your decisions
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the other, like, kinda negative. But I think
That's what
overall
it did for me. It was like, "Oh, if I literally have 2 drinks, my sleep is shit for 4 nights. That's a lot of nights, and I'm already a
Yeah.
terrible sleeper. So, like, what's going on here?" And same thing with, like, watching TV late at night. I could start to literally see the impact on my sleep, and it's just
It's really crazy
yeah.
when you get that, like, consistent routine. Mine's
Yeah.
kinda the same as you guys. I think the awareness is good. I don't know what it is with the Apple Watch, people get crazy with closing those rings,
Yeah.
and that same thing with the EMF, like, there's, like, even studies, like, you have more back pain on the side that you wear it
I did.
on.
I could
Yeah.
feel it, like, I swear it would zap me sometimes. I'm just like, "I don't like this thing."
I even feel that with my ring sometimes, like, sometimes I'm like,
You just have
I
to
don't
take it
know.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think most of the time it's fine if you are someone like I always think about I think about Heather who, like, admittedly said she had a toxic relationship with her Apple Watch and, like,
Yeah.
hadn't missed closing a ring in, like or,
3
like,
years or
something in
something.
3
years.
years, and I'm like, "'Kay, that is not good," but she was aware of it, so the awareness was there, but a lot of people are like that, and it's like, there's other things that you can get from it, and that's why I like the ring, but honestly, everything you guys said nailed it on the head.
Awesome.
Okay, Lacey, do one.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Cold plunge. 3, 2, 1, 5.
2.
6.
Okay. Jeb, why don't you go first? Because you kinda got gypped on the last explanation.
Oh, that's okay. Um, just the nuance, I think for, like, a man, cold plunges can be really, really good. I think there are certain situations where women's bodies can handle them. I think it just maybe doesn't need to be as cold or as long and in certain phases of our cycle, but I think 9 times out of 10, like, that probably shouldn't be our first plan of attack. The reason why I gave it a 6 is because I just think, like, if we're accounting for men in there, like, there's,
Mm.
I think, more benefits for them, and it's not as hard on them.
Mhm. Kira with the 2.
I thought you were
Care to
gonna let me
elaborate?
go last. And I'm
Okay.
just like, "Why did I get so mad at cold plunging?"
I can go because I gave a 5, and honestly, very similar to Jeb. I think they are great and they can be good, but they should be done more so in our follicular phase, and this is coming from someone who was on team cold plunge for many, many, many years, but I think it's more so a good tool to utilize every once in a while, and that's how I kinda utilize it now, and honestly, it's more for the mental benefits because it does
Mhm.
fucking suck and nobody ever wants to get in there, and just that, like, ability to get over it and just
Yeah.
do it and embrace the suck. I think a lot of people just need a little bit more hard or choosing hard in their life, so that's why I gave it a 5, but I do think that they are good and that it's yeah, but they're supposed to be a little bit warmer than when men do them, and you're not supposed to do them all month.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was doing them, it was strictly for, like, the mindset piece, like you said, Lacey. I
Mhm.
just, like, loved having something hard. Mind you, I was in a really hard time in my life, so I don't know what why I needed to add that extra. Maybe that's why I'm, like, kinda
It
traumatized by
always
it.
works like that.
But
Yeah.
it's also like a sense of control, right? Because you have
Yeah,
control over that and you're choosing to put yourself through that versus the other stuff you weren't. And so I
that's
think
true.
even we kind of crave that. It's like, let me choose
Oh, and
what
I
my
was
heart
literally,
is going
like,
to
had
be.
a I got, like, a proper temperature gauge and was, like, sticking it in my tub to, like, get it to, like, 5 degrees or whatever, and, like, I don't know, it was so intense. And, like, wearing a bathing suit so I could film myself doing it, and it was just, like, a whole thing. It was a whole thing.
I don't remember you
Um,
doing that.
well, oh, this is, like, I don't know if I wanna say this, but I was, like, doing it at the start of a pregnancy, and then I ended up miscarrying at, like, 10 weeks,
So
and
that's
then
why
I
you
was
had such
like,
a visceral
"Do
response
I
to the
think
cold
it's."
plunging.
I literally have videos of me, like, looking at the camera, touching my belly, being, like, 6 weeks, and then, like, hopping in the cold plunge, and I'm like, "Oh my god, did I do that?"
No,
No.
because there's videos of girls that do
Ugh.
it, like, all through pregnancy
I
outside
know,
in your
but
ice.
some babies can handle it and some will never
Yeah.
know, but, like, anyway, that's why 2 for cold plunging for me. Sorry.
Triggered.
Um,
Interesting. But yeah, I think the mental benefits, like doing something hard, is great. There are
Yes,
other hard things that you can do. And something I did want to mention is that apparently women respond better to when it comes to like temperature training. Women respond better to like heat, so saunas rather than coldness.
mhm,
So,
but still is benefits, still does lower inflammation, there's lots of research on them, everything like that. It's just most of the research is on men, and so be careful and listen to your body.
yeah. Okay, my
excellent.
turn.
Yes.
All right. This is going to be an interesting one. And I'm like, really don't know what I want to rate it. Coffee enemas.
Okay.
Ready? Three, two, one, 7.
11.
8.
Just kidding,
I
not
got
11.
balloons.
I'm gonna say 9.
Okay, who goes first this time?
I'll go first.
Lace.
So I gave an 8 because speaking from anecdotal evidence on myself, I noticed a huge difference, so much benefit. I literally can remember the day where I was like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
clean in there now,"
Wow.
because
Oh, I'm clean.
that's literally it, like, felt different. Like, I did them for, like, a year straight, and then one day I just did one, and felt. I'm like, "Oh, I can feel the insides of my
That's
rectum."
so crazy.
Like, I could literally tell that the shit that was in there was, like, out, and so, just
Yeah.
speaking from that and also just, like, how good you feel after, obviously, the actual research does lack, but what else is fucking new when it comes to women's health and everything like that, but so there's not, like, much, you know, we can really say about it, but
Mhm.
speaking from
People get
personal
so mad
experience,
about them. It's so funny. Like,
it's just because it's like you've never had to. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
and lucky fucking you, you've never had such a struggle with your health where you're like,
yeah.
"Maybe I should shove coffee up my butt," right?
Yeah.
Like, but other people have, and they've noticed a benefit,
Tremendous
and
benefits.
when you look and understand the process and what's actually happening, and even, like, the glutathione that it increases,
So good for your liver.
it's just so good for your liver, so I think it's an 8 because I think it is a pretty advanced tool,
Mhm.
so that's why I didn't rate it an 11, like, because it's, like, not, but for certain people, I think it's good. Do I think, like, the general population, everyone always needs to do them? No, but if you're struggling with health, then I think it can be really good, so that's my
Yeah.
rating.
Kira, you go.
We all know I love coffee enemas, I think, so much so that I'm gonna be on a show about them. I did not update you guys on this yet, did I?
No,
No.
well, I
It's
seen your story.
it's
Are
Is
you
it
allowed to say
actually?
that?
Are you
I
allowed to
don't
say that?
I don't know. Like, isn't that insane? I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I know, I need to
crazy.
talk to you guys about it because I don't know what to do, but anyway.
Oh my god,
Um,
Kira, what the fuck?
That's so cool.
I know.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed. Okay,
Yeah,
anyways,
okay.
so you love them?
I love them, and I think for me, the reason that I love them is, like, yes, like everything Lacey said, like, we know it helps with glutathione, it improves bile flow, it's super supportive of our liver. I've literally seen physical parasites come out of my body just from doing coffee enemas, but I made them, like, very ceremonial for myself, and, like, they would be, like, a 45-minute long thing. I would do them under red light. I would put my phone on airplane mode and just, like, a expansion healing playlist going. I would set a deep intention. I would usually like sage or like light incense or do a microdose of mushrooms or a hape ceremony, which is like a tobacco that you basically snort up in your nose. Like, I really, really went the next level with them. And just the shifts that I had, like, spiritually, mentally, emotionally because of that, like, yes, it's a cleansing process for, like, garbage and sludge in our bodies, but it literally, like, removed, like, a darkness from my soul, I think, which sounds really crazy, but, like, I still remember the day that happened, and it's like, even Lacey said she remembers the day that she, like, felt, "Oh, it's clean in
Clear.
there." I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh my god, something dark and heavy from inside me, I was able to, like, actually release." Like, I would lay there and just cry and cry and cry, and they're actually really supportive of the nervous system. So I just think, like Lacey said, they are kinda like an intense and next level, like, if you are doing them, but they can just be so cool if you let them. Like, if you have to be ready for them, that's what we always say. I always tell my clients too, like, if you feel weird and grossed out about them, that's totally fine, but, like, come talk to me in a year and we'll, because I remember, like, going to Lacey's house and going pee in her bathroom and seeing, like, the enema kit. I was, like, snooping or whatever, because obviously. And it was, like, under her bathroom sink, and I'm like, "Lacey, what the fuck is this?" And you're like, "Coffee enema." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" Like, you're just shoving that. I was, like, disgusted, which is so hilarious. And
Yeah.
Well,
then I'm
make sure you give me a shout out on
on
when you're famous.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just funny because as soon as you get the bug in your ear, it's like, I don't think once you hear about them, you can go your whole life without ever doing one. Then you're just kinda like, "Ew," and then you're kinda like, "Weird," and then you're like,
Yeah, except for all the haters online.
Yeah.
"Well,
They
They'll
all
just
know
they're
about
just
them and they
fine.
probably won't ever do
sucks to
them.
suck." They'll keep that darkness in their soul and that shit in their rectum for the rest of. Okay, but Jeb, have you done
Okay.
one now?
No, I still haven't,
Oh.
and I'm very, like, open to it, honestly, like, it's just, like, the thought and this is where I think I gave it a 7 rather than a better one, is I think a lot of people do it the wrong way, and, like, I
Yeah.
hear how intentional you are and even just, like, how clean the water needs to be, and I feel like a lot
Mhm.
of people do it just for the sake of doing it, and that's not the worst thing. I mean, it can harm you if you're not, like, using clean water and good coffee, but hopefully people aren't doing that. But with that being said, like, I've heard the benefits. I know it's amazing for you. I just think that people need to be really, like, lean into it and learn about it before they jump into it.
Yep, love it.
And I mean, even my first year, I was watching friggin' Love Is Blind on my phone while I was doing them,
Yeah.
and I still cleared myself out, but once I started doing them like Kira did them, yes, there's much more to
But I
it,
don't
but
even mean, like,
no,
the
I
whole
know.
ceremony. I think that's amazing. It's just like, don't just, like, get some, like, fucking McDonald's coffee grinds and, like
Brew a Keurig and then
yeah,
stick it in.
Yeah.
seriously.
But that's a whole, we have a coffee enema
No, there's definitely
podcast
a right
coming
way to
up,
do it,
so
so
don't
we'll
worry.
keep you guys posted, but that's a good one. I
Love
didn't
it.
even
Thank
have
you.
that on my list.
Really?
Okay.
I thought for sure that was gonna be a big one.
Yeah, I had it.
I'd argue that's probably not even a trend.
Yeah, I
It's
haven't
just
seen
our
it.
little bubble.
Maybe it is because the Mormon wives did it on their
Did
Oh,
they?
you're right, they did kinda
mhm.
normalize that.
I loved
Those
it, like,
girls.
they are
God, I
just
love them.
the best.
Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Yeah.
This one is peptides.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was, like, channeling you, and I
Were
knew it.
you?
Yeah.
Because I was like, should I give this to one of you guys because we gotta talk about it, or should I just say
I
it?
didn't
So,
have it, so I'm
okay.
glad you did it.
Peptides, and I don't know if we should just encompass, like, all peptides or just specifically, like, microdosing, or should we
I think
just
just all peptides.
okay, peptides. 3, 2, 1, 7.
5, 6,
6?
7, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, Jeb, tell us why.
I just think it's another thing that people are gonna use as an excuse to skip all of the foundations, and I've already seen it with, like, talking to a couple people, and that part I don't love. I think they can be so amazing, and there's so many different ones, and I really think they're, like, a revolutionary thing that is happening at this point. I don't know so much about them. I feel like you guys might know more, but just from a couple conversations I've had in the last, like, couple weeks, I do fear that people just think it's another magic solution and they're never gonna have to, like, do any of the other basics again. So that part is where it's losing some points for me, but I have had some recent conversations, so that's where I'm at.
Nice. And
Yeah.
Lacey, you said 7? 6.
I said 6 because I had it on my list and I was gonna actually exclude GLP-1s or, like, any, like, weight loss ones because I feel like that is where the divide for me kind of is, but I do 100% agree with Jeb. I think regardless if you're using they're like an optimizer if we're talking not GLP ones because there is so many amazing things and amazing benefits, but to me, they're just very new. They came out of nowhere. But when I've actually done a little bit of research, I started a course. Zach knows a lot and he's on peptides and he loves them. But the understanding is it is pretty cool. I just think it's new. There's no long term impacts, but it doesn't seem, it's not the same as like steroids. And again, I'm talking more so for the other benefit ones, not like GLP ones or ones that help with weight loss. So, yeah, I just think it's too new for me to give it like a higher rating. And I do
Yeah.
fear that even with the ones where you're optimizing your health, people are just now, what, 7 peptides should I take instead of drinking water? And
Yeah.
so I do think it can quickly overturn that. And then, especially with the ones that help with weight loss, I just think it's
Yeah.
not solving obesity, even if people are losing weight, because like we always say, we're under muscled as a generation and not necessarily fat. And so going on Ozempic or whatever it may be is just you're losing more muscle. It's really not great for our metabolism. And I just think there's a part of me that I'm like, do we really think we can like outsmart our cells at a cellular level with like a
Yeah.
fake? Like I'm just but
I'm skeptical a little bit for
I am
sure.
skeptical, but I am starting them. I'm starting my first cycle. Not
So
till
where are you sourcing them from?
we have one guy that's from the States, and then there's a couple places that sell them in Canada because 'cause they're not illegal. A lot of peptides aren't. There's some in Canada because we have just crazy health restrictions that you can't get here, but you can get in the States. But it's almost kinda similar to when, like, weed first became kinda legal where you'd, like, get it on a website and you have to, like, e-transfer them, and so it's, like, a
Yeah.
little bit sketchy, but we've traveled with them across borders, we've gotten checked, like, there's nothing they're not illegal. It's just kind of a gray area because they're so new and they just came on so fast, but
My other hesitation with them is also Kira has Jake right now, so if you guys are like, "Why aren't you letting Kira talk?" That's that's what's
I
going on.
also unplugged my headphones at one point, so I couldn't even hear you guys, so
But my other hesitation is they are expensive, and I think there is so many other things people need to be, like, putting money towards
yes,
before they like,
100%.
I've had people that are and I don't wanna, like, call anyone out, but just, like, they're like, "Oh, I can't do this," and now I'm hearing that they're doing peptides, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"What? Like,
No,
what are you
they're
doing?"
optimizers, you guys. They're supplements.
they're
So,
literally like gold edible gold on the top of a sundae. That's
yeah.
how I like to think of them. They're not even the cherry on top, they're like gold flakes on top. Sorry, feeding him.
Yeah, that's a
Like,
really good way to think about
if
it.
you're
Everyone's like, "I'm buying peptides now."
But yeah, there's just so many that it's like a broad thing to like try to
Yeah.
vote on because I do think there's ones that do more harm than good. But there's even one like BP-157, that's a recovery one, and it's really cool because once you hit like 20 or 22, that peptide just like plummets inside your body and it's for like recovery, helping with inflammation, everything like that. And with peptides, it's pretty much signaling to your body to turn it back on. It's not actually mimicking the thing as it would be like for birth control or for steroids where it's like, oh, your body doesn't need to make that anymore because it's getting it synthetically. It's more so triggering your body to tell you, "Hey, I need more of this," and then your body makes it, is kind of my
Yeah.
understanding of it, which is just interesting. But that's just, like, a pretty well-known one that is great for recovery and has, like, a lot of beneficial research and stuff, but it is gonna be interesting. It's, like, definitely a whole new thing, so I'm kind of excited to see.
I know I have lots of questions for you, Lace, but I feel like we should do another episode once you're kind of a couple months
Yeah,
into it.
and we could even get Zach on. Should we bring
Yeah.
Zach on the pod?
Oh my god, yeah, that's a good idea.
Anyways, Kira, did you have anything
Just my
else?
golden sprinkle thing, that
Oh.
was, like, all I wanted to say.
Jensen was shouting you out on our meeting today about how you have, like, good analogies for a whole bunch of things on, like, the GI map and stuff.
I was, like, using your rainbow analogy and, like, for, like, the commensals. 'Cause you're always
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Mental is good, that's why it's rainbow."
And I think that's when I was gonna say this, I was like, "That's because Kira, when she's in the FDN, like, you have to study, and you know what I mean? Like, when you
Oh, yeah.
back in the school days where you're like, "Okay, I'm gonna make a word that's, like, really
For
long." It's like,
everything.
"My boyfriend went to the store and bought potatoes," and it's like, M, okay, that stands for
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are
literally.
those called?
The anagram?
Abbrevi
No.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, is it my turn?
Yeah. Sorry, you're gonna hear Jake a little bit. He's eating and it's loud. It's
Okay.
okay.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna say vibrational plates. 3, 2, 1,
8.
go.
Oops.
6. Oh, we tied.
Oh, tie.
Kira.
Okay. I think they're really cool. I don't have one yet, so I'm like a little bit annoyed. They're on my
Same.
list for this year. I think I'm gonna get one. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great way to add support to your lymphatic system, which is so, 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 so important. I just think with the lymphatic system, sorry, he's so
It's okay,
loud.
it's
Oh
not
my
that
God.
bad.
Okay. It needs a lot of support in order for vibration plates to actually do their job. Like you need to be well hydrated. You need to be in like a calm nervous system state. You need to like,
Do your big 6.
yeah, like have opened your pathways prior to that. So I think and that's a lot of stuff that like basic people ordering a vibration plate on Amazon might not know.
Yeah,
So that's kind of something that I would like look into. Like literally, if you aren't hydrated, water moves our lymph. We need it, need it, need it. So
and minerals
say yeah, same thing with
specifically.
yeah, exactly. So it's just there are prerequisites that make it like a 10 out of 10, but they're not like basic bitch stuff that everybody just knows and does. So
Yeah.
that's my
Yeah. Love.
reasoning.
Good answer.
I'll go. Mine won't be too long. I feel like I could probably have given it a 7.
Oh, change.
Yeah, but like Kira said, it's like so good. But the more I just think about it and the more I know about your lymph is the reason it lost points is it's very like supplementary. Once again, the word Lacey used optimizer, because if that's all you're doing for your lymph, and then you're like sedentary the rest of the day, you're not stimulating your lymph nodes, you're not drinking water in that calm nervous state, everything Kira listed, like it's not enough. And I do think that people think like, oh, I did that, I'm completely fine. It helps, but just from what I'm learning, like we just need to be the best thing for our lymph is like physical movement from ourselves, not like something else creating it for us.
Mhm.
So that's what I would say to that. But
Yeah.
place.
No. I love that. Honestly, very similar to both of you. Love it. I actually did get one because I've just dry brushing is like my narc nemesis. Like I just can never ever ever stay consistent with it. I don't know what it is about it. I just never really did it. I always went through phases, and so I was like, screw it. I'm just going to buy a vibrational plate, and I have been loving it. I just got it at like the start of January, and I wake up in the morning, I drink my NLT, I read my book, and then I go on it for 10 minutes before I eat breakfast, do my big 6 beforehand, and so it feels great, energizes me for the day, but definitely supplementary, and I've just noticed even, like, in our client community, so many people have been posting about it,
Yeah.
asking about them, and so I actually made a reel yesterday. I think I recorded it on just, like, what you actually need to do to get the benefits out of it, because, yeah, I think a lot of people who are maybe more sedentary just buy it, jump on it, and that's all they do, and they've really not done any other work, but there's just better ways to spend your money if you're early on in your journey because 'cause they're not super cheap. They're not, like, too bad, to be completely honest, though. They're, like, $150, you get a good one, and it's not
That's
that bad,
nothing.
but it's just, again, supplementary optimized, so I agree with
Yeah.
what you guys said. That's all.
Do we want to do another quick round?
Yeah, let's do a quick round.
No explanation?
How about,
Ooh.
okay, we're all allowed a one sentence explanation. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay.
Cycle syncing.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. 5.
7.
5.
Shit.
Okay, I'll go first. So,
One sentence.
One sentence, Lacey. Can you do it?
Gonna be
That's what
around
they call her.
sentence.
One sentence
One
Lacey.
sentence,
Yeah,
Lacey.
I'm like, are you kidding me? You guys know how my brain works? Um, it is good to know the stages of the cycle that you're in, and I think you should make some choices based on where you're at in your cycle, but when I really zoom
Carry on
out
sentence.
This is so
when
long.
when I really zoom out, I think people get too married to the fact, and I don't think it's the be all end all. I think it's better to just be in tune with your body. So, boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Boom. Kira?
What Lacey said.
I agree. It's good to know. Just listen to your body above all else. Boom.
I'm like, it took me longer to say one sentence than it did to take say
You know
five
what? I
because
have something to say.
yeah, say it.
I
We got
think it's
time.
a good, simple way for people to dip their toes into paying attention to their body because it's
Yeah.
very easy to know, like, oh, this is when I have my period and this is when I don't. And that's kind of like how you can start. So maybe I'll go up to a 6, actually.
Okay. So 5, 6, 7.
Okay.
Okay.
6, 7. Did I go next?
You
Or
go
Lacey?
next.
Okay. This is going to be controversial. Ready? 3. Oh, sorry. Okay. Pilates.
Oh.
3, 2, 1, 6.
7.
9.
Oh.
Oh, it was controversial. Oh.
Oh.
Let me go.
Okay.
I just said a 9 because I've never done Pilates, and the people who do Pilates on Instagram look super cool. That's my
Kira,
explanation.
you're our freaking net assist in this now. Like,
Yeah.
they look cool because they did strength training and put on muscle before they went on. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
I can't remember
I
if I gave it a
know.
6 or a 7. Depends on the kind because there's multiple kinds, and I think some can be more beneficial than others. I think it's great for core strength, stabilizing, and community, but it shouldn't be something that you do all on its own, and it does not replace or outwin strength training. Period.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I just think above all else, it doesn't replace strength training. One quick little thing, Gwyneth Paltrow was on a podcast, and the person asked her if she does heavy weightlifting, and she says, "Yes, I do," like, basically Legree, which is, like, a different form of Pilates, and I just was, like, wanted to, like, shake someone.
Okay, another side note, did you see friggin' what Oprah Winfrey said on that Today
No,
Show?
that girl's always saying crazy shit. What'd she
She's
say?
like, because she's on Ozempic or was one of them. And she's just like, "What I learned is I have the obesity gene, and I am not overweight because I eat too much. I eat too much because I have the obesity gene." And I'm just like, honestly, that just makes me so sad because
Yeah.
obviously we all grew up, well, maybe not obviously, and maybe we didn't all grow up, but we grew up watching Oprah and just how many people and women look up to
Yeah.
her, and to hear those words come out of her mouth, I'm like, on national television, and I'm like, "Can you think about how much we overthink every reel that we post?" Well, maybe just that's me.
And
Never mind
how
if
it's
I
gonna
went on
impact everyone, yeah.
never mind if I went on national television and said that there's an obesity gene that makes me eat food, which is why
That
I'm
makes me eat highly processed food that ugh.
anyways,
We digress.
Okay,
we
we
digress. Okay.
digress.
Did everyone answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my turn. Last but not least, juice cleanses. 3, 2,
No.
1,
3.
3.
5.
Oh,
Uh,
interesting. Can't take it back. How do
okay.
you defend that, Kira?
I love juice. No.
That's a sentence.
Okay. Cause juice, adding juice into your life, I think is great. Yeah, like I was thinking of like yummy, nourishing juices are amazing to kind of add into your daily routine. But like thinking that a juice cleanse is like gonna do much for you, I think it's like a short, very, very short term
Well, and it's only phase
thing.
1 of detoxification.
Mhm.
Like, it's not doing the second
Yeah.
phase at all,
What do you mean?
like with the liver.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll just leave it at that and let you guys go. I don't know what's going on with me.
Lacey, you say your sentence.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, it just doesn't really do anything, and you're pretty much just paying for juice. And I just think, like, once you
Sugar.
juice something, it also loses the fiber, and which is lots of the benefits of it, so it's a lot of sugar, and it's just it doesn't really do anything, and it's a very, like, Band-Aid thing that you might, like you don't eat, and you might shit a lot in those days, so you might, like, feel, like, better because you might lose a couple pounds, but it's not, like, detoxing you in any way, so
Yeah, I
free.
agree. It's just like it's good to, like Kira said, juices, like, can be good, like, if you're, like, juicing your own things and, like, adding that in and, like, making sure you're having it with a meal so it's not spiking your blood sugar, all those things, great, but, like, a juice cleanse alone,
Yeah, like,
ugh.
juicing, that wasn't my thing. Juice
Juice
cleanse.
Yeah,
cleanses.
okay. Yeah, I know,
But
that's why I've
even juicing, like, it's like you remove all of
The fiber.
the fiber, so then you're just hit with a thing. But I went through my juicing phase. I did the medical median.
was that 2016 by any chance?
Ugh, no, that was like 2022 or 2021. Okay, cool. Well, we'll
Okay.
wrap it up there, Mr. Jakers. Do you have
Sorry,
anything to
Rachel,
say
there
to
was
the
some
people?
serious editing in that episode. Jake, what do
Jake,
you
tell
wanna
them
do?
how to subscribe. Ring
Do you
say
wanna
nothing
say
if they
anything?
should ring the bell on YouTube. Okay, you guys heard him.
He's like,
You
"What
guys
is
heard
that
him.
like? Wanna say hi?"
You heard it here first.
He's like, "Get me the fuck off of here."
Jake, what do you think about juice cleanses? He's like, "I prefer milk cleanses. Thank you very
He's on a
much."
milk cleanse right now. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and leave us a review.
And you can even comment on Spotify, which is kind of like a cool little
Yeah.
thing. So if you guys want to interact somehow that way, if you're not on YouTube, that's a really good way to do so.
Yeah, and we'll be sure to reply to your comment.
Yeah,
In about
once
6
we figure
months.
out how to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, love
Okay,
you,
team.
Okay,
Stay
bye.
fly.
Stay fly.
Thanks for tuning in to The Wellness Effect. We're so grateful to be part of your wellness journey. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on Instagram. We'll put all of our handles in the show notes. If you have questions or ideas, slide into our DMs or send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep creating your own wellness effect.